Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back at one of my favorite filming spot locations, and even though we actually saw a palmetto bug about the size of Steven's forearms, we're still gonna keep filming, and I got something special for you. What is this? This is the all-new, first time ever, 2023 BMW XM. But before we get into this performance SUV that actually has some electrification to it, let's talk about what's going on here. BMW has promised that they're going to continue internal combustion engine development for as long as they can, even though the whole world is switching to electrification. Now, I did mention electrification with this performance SUV, but it's not exactly what you think. It's not a BEV. This has a good old twin turbo V8 underneath the hood, but it's also a plug-in hybrid. So we have an electric motor, plus we have that plug-in capability to where you could run this on just pure EV and not even use a drop of gas. Now, even though I could hear those palmetto bugs in the background just chirping away, I think we're gonna be attacked, we need to find something out about this vehicle. It first was unveiled at a worldwide auto show back in 2021 as a concept. Now it's here in the flesh, and guess what? Between the concept and the production vehicle, they pretty much changed absolutely nothing. Another thing that's interesting is that this BMW has no numerical designation. It's literally just called the XM. It does, though, sit on the same chassis as the X5, so that should give you a good idea that this is a mid-size, two-row crossover performance SUV. But what I want to find out is, if you're looking for the best of the best and you want luxury and you want performance, is this the best one to buy that's new for 2023? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this XM and find out. Right off the bat, the style. It's gonna take you a few moments to soak it all in because there's some interesting things going on with the exterior. First of all, with the pearlescent white and the black accents, it definitely has that stormtrooper vibe to it. So if you're a Star Wars fan, get your lightsaber out and hop into one of these. I think you're gonna be very, very filled with joy just off the way it looks. Now, let's talk about the looks. At the front of the business, they went in a different direction than any of their other performance SUVs. We have that split lighting design. So you'll notice some very interesting geometric shapes. It all starts here, and it's gonna go throughout the whole vehicle, but you have your LED turn signals, daytime running lamps. We slowly drop down, you're gonna get those projector beam LED headlights, and then you'll notice that we have massive functional corner air curtains. Because remember, this is about performance at the end of the day, but also, like I said, you can get a decent range on pure EV, and a lot of that has to do with the aerodynamics. Now, as we come across the twin kidney grille design, definitely went in a better direction with the grille shape than compared to, say, a BMW M3 or a BMW M4. So you have that more traditional kidney grille shape design. You got your horizontal slots, fully functional, all gloss black. So we have gloss black up top. Down below, we have tons of gloss black, but you also have a softball size air intake for brake cooling and all the heat exchangers. You got a forward-facing camera nicely mounted within the two sections right here of the two kidney grille shape design. Of course, we got to have some badges. BMW loves their X and M badges, so we have the XM. Remember, M stands for motorsport. Very interesting how they did the gold with the black. Normally, it's the motorsport colors that they use when they go racing. This has a different touch to it because it is electrified. And BMW still is producing their full electric SUVs and sedans as well. Besides this, tons of gloss black in the center. Down below, you got a massive lower grille opening to flow more cool air for those heat exchangers. But let me know what you think about the front of this. Are you happy with the way BMW styled the grille, or are you upset just like you were when they did the M3 or the M4? Let me know down in that comment section. Now, as we rise up, I love the way they do this little canyon in the center with the BMW badge, Bavarian Motor Works, all that history. You have that canyon in the center that fades away. And I think my favorite part of this vehicle is the hood, because you have these nice dips on both sides, give you a good visual reference point as you're behind the wheel. And this part right here, I just really think that when you look at the M3, the M4, the M2, they all kind of have this design, and I really like the way they carried it over on this vehicle. Now, when we come around the bend, what do we got going on? You're gonna have unique wheels for the XM. Check these out. These are freaking ridiculous. First of all, it's a 22-inch wheel. You have these gloss black inserts, some machined aluminum, but one thing I want Steven to show you is look at how they actually kind of dremeled out that edges all the way around. It's gonna be a complicated wheel to clean. You're gonna have to put some labor of love into it, but it does definitely look unique. You got the massive 6-piston calipers with the M badging on them, the Motorsport logo. Up front, we have rotors that are about 16 inches in diameter. Out back, we have rotors that are 15 inches in diameter. So you're gonna get incredible braking capability. Wait until we talk about underneath the hood. You have the adaptive suspension, all 4 corners, and you have rear wheel steer. So this thing is gonna surprise you how it handles. One of the things I'm gonna have to zonk is the gloss black on the fender opening. I wish that this was all body colored. Let me know what you think about that gloss black area. But if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the tire size up front? You're looking at 275 on the width, and you have a 40 series sidewall. We're running Pirelli P0 performance tires. And then as we rise back up, you can see the body line that's formed for where the hood meets with the fender. We have our XM logo. Like I said, they love putting their M badges on BMWs. That whole trim piece is gloss black, and then we have gloss black on the mirror caps with your 360-degree cameras, LED turn signals. And then here's the other big question. How do you feel about this? Having gloss black around the window openings is not a big deal, but how do you feel about the trim actually going from the windows down into the doors? Me personally, I'm gonna have to zonk it. It's a little too over the top. I think what BMW is trying to do with this vehicle is make it as unique and special as they can. That's why they're calling it an XM. And there's not many other cars, period, where they take the trim and actually run into the doors. But let me know how you feel about that. Is this deserving of a zonk? Let me know down in the comment section. I'm gonna have Steven kind of zoom in and show you the door handles. So you have the white with the black, the gloss black, but if you look, it actually has a geometric texture to it. And that texture is gonna bring into the inside as well. It's gonna carry into the inside. You'll notice that side sill extension comes down at an angle, all gloss black. When we look at the rear tires and wheels, like I said, rotors are about 15 inches in diameter. You're looking at 305 on the width, or excuse me, actually a little wider than that, 315s on the rear tires. Remember, this is rear-wheel drive base, but we got power going to the front wheels as well to give us that all-wheel drive. Rise back up. This door is for your fuel door. On the passenger side is your plug-in door if you're gonna plug that lithium-ion battery pack. Now, when we come around the back, look at the great work that they did with the style on the LED lighting and the housing. Very slim, very trim. I mean, I don't know how much slimmer we can make this without it being like paper thin, but really think that BMW did a great job there. Interesting take on the roof spoiler. Very, very stubby. It's got a nice kick up on it, and I do like the shark fin antenna that's color matched. You do have a exposed wiper, but I can't zonk it because there's nowhere to put it. So I guess my only thing was I would have extended this up a little bit to get rid of the wiper. And then you'll notice that they actually have BMW vinyl on both corners of the rear glass, one on the passenger side and then one on the driver's side. The reason why is there's no BMW logo in the center. You just have an enlarged XM logo. This is the special touches that they're trying to bring to this vehicle. And then the cherry on top of this performance SUV Sunday, as we come down, look at the way they shape the rear bumper and they stack the exhaust. Very, very interesting how they did that. I'm curious why. Let me know what you think about that style. Obviously, when I think stacked exhaust, I think of RCF. I think of any of the true F performance vehicles, the GSF from Lexus. I actually am digging it. This is, besides the hood, this is probably my other favorite part is the rear exhaust. And then as we come towards the center, you can see how they got a nice rear diffuser your reverse lights, LED, blended in super clean. And that's it on the tail end. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk performance on this XM. All right guys, we got the hood popped on this performance SUV. First of all, I want to show off all of the bracing, tying in the strut top mount to your radiator mount to the rear firewall. Everything has been beefed up underneath the hood to give us a more rigid structure. Tasteful engine cover. You got the M badge, you got the M power, but you're gonna notice in that back right-hand corner some orange wires. That's part of the hybrid setup. So what do we got going on here? It's a 4.4 liter V8 twin turbo paired to an electric motor to give us 644 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque. You do have a 19.2 kilowatt battery pack, of course, lithium ion. It's all mated to an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission, 0 to 60, 3.4 seconds, quarter mile, 11.7 seconds at 119 miles per hour. Top speed is 168 miles per hour. The car weighs 6,054 pounds on pure EV. So that EV mode, you could do 31 miles worth of range on pure EV. Combined MPGEs is 46 MPGEs combined. So nice to see that. And like I said, you're looking at 15.7 inches of rear rotors and 16.5 inches of front rotors. Very interesting concept, but why don't we go ahead, let's fire this thing up and see if it makes any sound. All right, guys, we are inside this 2023 BMW XM. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm actually kind of digging this. I've always liked BMWs. This one seems very, very special, very unique. But I guess the big question is, how much is it? That's really a very good question. The way that this one is optioned, MSRP, $165,800. Let's see what you get for the money and what the XM brings to the door panels. You get that clean German BMW style. So you're gonna notice leather everywhere, white contrast stitching. You'll see the Bowers & Wilkins diamond performance speakers. What's cool about the speakers, not only do the grills look fantastic, but there's illumination, fiber optic illumination from within that you could change. Roy G. Biv, every color of the rainbow. You'll notice up top that we have, of course, our massage settings for this, both passenger and driver seats, 2 memory seat settings, and I do like the silver trim. I think that that makes it very classy, very elegant. Door pocket is ginormous. You can literally put easily 4 footlongs from Subway. Get the ones with the black German forest ham. Ask them for double stack. Tell them Rady's Ride sent you. And you have enough room there for a large chocolate milkshake. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, they do give you a traditional M badge. I wish they would have just kept it XM everywhere, but you do get your M badge. You'll notice the geometric shapes like we showed you on the outside, the door handle and stuff. Here's where it starts to come inside. And then as you slide on in, you're gonna get real deal carbon fiber. Then you're gonna get that same screen setup that we showed you in the BMW M2. So you got 14 inches, a little bit more than 14 inches of infotainment system screen for the front seat passengers. You'll notice you get your navigation. It allows you to bring up what your settings are. You got 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats, dual climate control. The big zonk is, everything is within the screen. So here's all, I mean, I've never seen so many different AC controls on one screen. You got your heated steering wheel, I got my ventilated seats on. Just kind of crazy how everything is within the screen. I think once you get the hang of it, you'll be okay, but in the beginning, it's a little cumbersome to navigate through all this when it comes to all this information. Of course, you could hit your apps. Look at this. It's more apps than an iPhone 48. all over the place. You even have stuff like detecting uneven road surface. You got, of course, you could listen to your podcasts, the live vehicle settings, charging you could hit on, set up exactly when you want to charge. Like I said, over 30 miles of range on a single charge. And then working our way down, nice large AC vents. Of course, you're going to get a real deal volume knob. Very happy to see that. More carbon fiber. Somebody spilled a bucket in here. Slide that bad boy open. Wireless charging, USB-A, 2 cup holders, and they're chilled and heated. And then you get this really fantastic key fob. I do like the key fob with the BMW logo. That's the lock. That's the unlock. Really, really nice feel on the key fob. I'll close that up. This guy right here is going to control your 8-speed automatic with the BMW Motorsport colors. Of course, you got the updated iDrive controller knob, bright red start-stop button. We got our M modes, our M hybrid, exhaust, make it louder, quieter, hill descent control, and then you have that leather on the center armrest. Bombs away! What do we got in here? A USB-A, and you got enough room in here, I would say, for a small ant farm. That's one thing I always wanted when I was a kid, and my mom said, no, Joseph, was my own ant farm. I used to really just dream about raising a farm of ants. That was once a childhood dream of mine, and I wasn't able to live it out. But you could keep your small ant farm in here. Just, I hope, whatever you have the farm in, there's no way for the ants to get out, or you're gonna have one interesting experience where you might have ants in your pants in here and want to jump out. Seats, absolutely stunning. The leather, the XM logo lights up at night, the bolstering, everything is adjustable. The stitching, this thing is like a freaking luxury race seat. Like if I'm gonna go racing with a tux on, this is the seat I want to sit in. Of course, we have the BMW Motorsport colors on the seatbelt. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower. And then up top, you got Alcantara. Look at the way they did the geometric design and the fiber optics. You see that lighting? It's not just standard LED lighting, it's fiber optics. Say it with me. Fiber optics on the lighting. And then, of course, you could open up the shade, you could close the shade. Whatever you want to do, you're able to handle that. But why don't you get your butt over here? I want to show you the wheel because I want to find out if you're able to handle what's going on over here. Come on over. All right, guys, I'm inside in a nice cool AC. Before I show you anything, I want to show you that charge port door. That's where you're going to charge at home, at work, at Whole Foods, whatever you got going on, because that's going to allow you to be able to get that over 30-mile range. Now, I guess I might as well let Steven in. Open up the door. You'll notice up top how they press up there the XM logo. It's all those little touches that they do. They really try to make this vehicle as special as they can. You do have your LED signature light up M badging on your sill plate. Of course, BMW makes an awesome pedal box. Nice aluminum dead pedal, brake, and throttle. Seat controls, easy to get to. Like I said, you got 2 memory seat settings and you got massage seats. I'm 6 feet tall and there's plenty of room in here because guess what? I'm basically sitting in a BMW X5. So it makes sense. Steering wheel, another thing where BMW just knocks it out of the park. The leather, you got that notches 10 and 2, the motorsport stitching, the M logo. I'm liking the dark chrome finish. And then of course you got your 2 motorsport buttons for those save preferences. Carbon fiber, German surfboard style paddles to go up and down the 8-speed automatic. And then we have a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, which, watch this, when you go into your different modes, for example, when I go into sport, bam, look at how it changes. That's pretty cool to have all of that information, the tachometer, and everything is on an angle now to represent the motorsport logo, and you got a head-up display. Well, why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat because I can't wait to go on throttle with you in this performance SUV. All right, guys, back seat time, and it's incredible just how much space is in here. It actually feels more spacious than a BMW X5. Now you'll notice because I went in sport mode when we were behind the wheel, we now have red ambient lighting with the fiber optics. Looks freaking fantastic in here. You do have your AC vents in the frame rails, I like to see. Gives it a little bit higher position. Those one-piece backs, large pocket. Get a couple German pretzels back there. And then of course we have our AC vents. But here's the zonk. Are you ready for it? We got 3 stages of heated seats, no ventilated seats. At $165,000, that's insane. We do have our Nürburgring Nordschleife 3 Twinkie holder, 12 volt and 2 USB-Cs. I'm loving the space in here. Seat quality, the leather is phenomenal. The stitching, you do have semi-soft armrest, so it's not as hard as a brick, but it's not as soft as a pillow. 2 cup holders, and I want to show you something. Look at how the leather actually wraps all the way to the edge of the door. This is where you know that you're in something special, when they bring that leather all the way over, and everybody gets motorsport seatbelt style with the colors. So I'm only going to add just 5 horsepower. I'm not going to add all the horsepower for the 5 belts, so we're not going to do that. But what we're going to do is, let's get into that cargo area and see what the heck we could haul, because I'm ready to haul the mail in this XM. All right guys, cargo area time. Button is hidden right in that middle section. Nice, of course, electric assist. You're looking at a pretty decent amount of room, considering that this is an all-wheel drive plug-in electric hybrid. Now, if you notice this bag, this is not a Louis Vuitton gym bag. It's actually the special bag that has all the charging accessories. It's got the XM logo, and this is really the only place on the car where you got the BMW colors, the BMW M colors. Everything else is that gold XM with the fancy stitching and the handles. But the rest of it, pretty good space. Those seats can fold down. Obviously, for the rear seats, you're looking at 19 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Fold them down, 64 cubic feet of space. So you do have the opportunity, if nobody's sitting in the back seat, to do one heck of a Costco run with this vehicle. But why don't we go ahead? They say it's fast. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle in this new XM. All right, guys, we are in this 2023 BMW XM. If you're ready, I'm ready. Get ready for this launch. On throttle. On throttle, here we go. Oh my God. Unbelievable. With the electric motor, it's just instant torque. And it just puts you right in the back of your seat. Fast shifts, as always, from the ZF 8-speed automatic. The one zonk in the whole experience is that, you know, the sound. You got some decent sound outside. I could sort of hear it coming out the back, but there's a lot of sound being pumped into the cabin, which BMW is kind of known for doing that. So, not my favorite. I would like a little bit more natural V8 sound, but I get it with this vehicle in particular, especially because it's a plug-in electric hybrid, to have a little bit of that electric sound or electronic sound maybe makes the driving experience unique. Just for me, I'd rather have a little bit more of the V8 rumble. Now, when it comes to the interior, well laid out. Even though these screens are ginormous and everything is within the screen, it's easy to get to, and I like how clear the graphics are, especially on the driver's side. But we're gonna go on throttle again. On throttle, here we go. That rear wheel steer, man, you just suck down to the ground. It's that intense of an experience that it just sucks down to the ground around that right-hander there because of the rear wheel steer, because of the all-wheel drive, the adaptive suspension. It's pretty intense what this vehicle is capable of. And obviously, you know, BMW, like I keep saying year in and year out, I feel like they're getting more and more closer back to that ultimate driving machine. And that's really, the proof is in the eating of the pudding of this XM, especially with it being a plug-in electric hybrid. I personally think hybrids are a way better option for efficiency and everything compared to a BEV. This, you're getting the best of both worlds. This is where you get to experience the plug-in side of things, but also not be tied to an electrical outlet. But the steering is really precise, turn-in is super quick, and the brakes are freaking ridiculous. They will pull the skin off of your face. That's how fast they shed speed in this vehicle and how intense it is. Very, very intense. Look at this. Into this right-hander. On throttle. On those brakes. Coming around. Fast shifts. Look at this. Love the way you got not only the large tack, that diagonal tack in front of you, but you also have the setup in the head-up display as well. So that really is allowing you to have all the pertinent information that you need. I got a G meter, which is cool to see just where those forces are going. And remember, with this being a plug-in electric hybrid, you have a little bit of an advantage over, say, an X5M competition. The reason why is because that battery pack is helping to lower our center of gravity. So that's another thing that if you haven't driven a plug-in electric hybrid or a hybrid at all, especially a performance one like this, you get to experience this kind of stuff, which gives you a different overall feel and balance to the vehicle. But I need to come to a complete stop here. It's the launch that just pulls your retinas right from your brain. Watch this. On throttle! It's absolutely bonkers. On those brakes, look at this. Nice. Slowing us down for this right-hander. Rear wheel steer, swinging us around. Look at this. God. The rear wheel steer is worth every single penny. And the reason why is it almost feels like half the vehicle is separate from the back half, and you almost have like a hinge there. That's how quickly that rear end comes around with the rear wheel steer. Plus, of course, in a tight parking situation, especially if you're at the mall or something, you're able to navigate this mid-size SUV a little bit better than if you didn't have the rear wheel steer. But just the technology that BMW is bringing is just unfreaking believable. I mean, who would have ever thunk it? On throttle. When you gotta merge, not a problem. Up to highway speed in a freaking nanosecond, an absolute nanosecond. And once you get on the highway, what's great about this vehicle is that, guess what? You could cruise all day long in it, and with that plug-in electric hybrid technology, it increases our range. So that's the nice thing as well. But it's super smooth in here, super quiet, not a lot of road noise, and the ride is actually very comfy with the adaptive suspension. Even though we have those 22-inch wheels, it really just allows you to be super comfy, and then when you want to turn up the wick, you can. This really is a vehicle that does it all. I guess one of the things you gotta maybe work your way past is the styling. Do you like the style? Do you not like the style? Let me know down in that comment section. But I'm hoping that this has been one of those reviews where you're able to soak in all the information and definitely all of the on-throttle excitement in this thing. But we need to get back to where it all began. No, not the year I was born, but where we started this video. So let's wrap it up. I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a wild and woolly kind of day with this BMW XM. I definitely want to thank everybody at BMW USA for allowing us access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Is this the king of kings? Is this the best new performance SUV that you think you would buy? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rise family. Of course, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for Stephen Flood Photography, making the magic happen, sweating out here. If you notice these puddles of water, it's not actually from rain, it's from our sweat. Both my sweat and Stephen's sweat. So definitely show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for sweating it out with me. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.